Everyone, welcome back to the top percentile. My name is Arbaz and today we will be solving CAT 2024 Slot 1 Quants section. Also a quick announcement, the enrollments for our CAT 2 CET courses have begun. Our team has worked extensively to bring you one of the most comprehensive courses out there with an abundance of practice materials and mocks. Our mentors and faculties have graduated from premier B schools of our country like IIM Ahmedabad and jbims. Also, this is the best time to kickstart your prep. For any more information, you can visit our website or even call us at this number and we'll be more than happy to help you. We'll begin with our session now. Grab a pen and paper and let's solve. So let's start with question number 1. If a plus b root n is the positive square root of 29 minus 12 root 5, where a and b are integers and n is a natural number, then the maximum possible value of a plus b plus n is what? Okay, so let me start with what's given. That is a plus b root n is the positive square root of 29 minus 12 root 5. So on squaring, this will give me a square plus b square n plus 2ab root n. This will be equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. So if you can observe here, I have a rational part on the left hand side, a rational part on the right hand side, and I have an irrational part on the left hand side and an irrational part on the right hand side. So we can equate these. So this will be a square plus b square n equals to 29. This will be 2ab root n equals to minus 12 root 5. So let's work on this further. So this will be ab root n equals to minus 6 root 5. On squaring, this will be a square b square n equals to 36 into 5, that is 180. Let me rewrite this as b square n equals to 180 by a square because I have b square n here. Let's substitute. This will give me a square plus 180 by a square equals to 29. This will be a power 4 minus 29a square plus 180 equals to 0. Now I can see that the roots are 20 and 9 here. So this will be a square minus 20, a square minus 9 equals to 0. Now a square will be 20 or it will be 9. Okay. Now let's go back to the question. If you can see this, it was mentioned here that a and b are integers. So if I take a square as 20, a won't be an integer. So this option I can eliminate. I'll get a square as 9, which makes a as plus minus 3. Now when a square is 9, this will be 180 by 9, which will be further 20. So b square and I'll get it as 20. I have two values of a here. Similarly, I want individual values of b and n as well. So let's see what the factors of 20 are. This will be 1 into 20, 2 into 10, and 4 into 5. So if I take b square as 1, uh, yes, I'll have b as an integer. So I can take b square as 1. I cannot take b square as 2 because then it won't be an integer. B won't be an integer. Similarly, I can take b square as 4 and I cannot take it as 5, 10 or 20. Okay. So I have two cases of b square, it will be either 1 or b square will be 4. Then b square will be 1 and will be 20 and b square will be 4 and will be 5. So from here I can say that I'll have four more cases of B, four cases of B. So first case will be where B is 1. In the second case, B will be -1. Here B will be 2. The second case B will be -2. And I know it is 20 here, N is 20 here, N is 5 here. Let me separate this, and N is 5 here. So let me also bring in A in these conditions. If you can see here from this line, we can infer that the product AB is negative, right? So when B is 1, A has to be -3 here. When B is -1, A has to be 3 here. When B is 2, A has to be -3, since the product is negative then. And here A has to be 3. Okay, so now I have four cases. How do I eliminate some of these cases? Let me write them in the original form that was given to us, that was A plus B root n. So this will be -3 plus root 20. This will be -3 plus 2 root 5. This will be 3 minus root 20, and this will be 3 minus 2 root 5. Now see, it was given to us that A and B, A plus B root n is positive, right? So in the first case, -3 plus root 20. Root 20 will be something more than 4. So this overall value will be positive. So this will stay. -3 plus 2 root 5. 2 root 5, yes, this will also be give me overall positive value. So this will stay. 3 minus root 20, no, this will be negative. 3 minus root 25 will also be negative. So this will also go. So I have two cases that are completely satisfying. What's asked? I need to find maximum possible value of A plus B plus n. So let's add them. So for this case, A plus B plus n will be -3 plus 1 minus 2 and plus 20. This will give me 18. And for this case, A plus B plus n will be 5 to 7 minus 3. This will give me 4. So the maximum value is 18, which makes my answer as option C. When 10 to the power 100 is divided by 7, the remainder is what? So 10 to the power 100 divided by 7. So 10 divided by 7 will give me a remainder of 3. So I can rewrite this as 3 to the power 100 by 7. We'll use cycle of remainder methods to find the remainders for this one. So 3 to the power 1 will give me a remainder of 3. 3 square will give me a remainder of 2. 3 cube will give me a remainder of 6, which is nothing but a negative remainder. So that means that 3 to the power 6 will give me a remainder of 1. But let's check this anyways. 3 to the power 4 will give me a remainder of 4. 3 to the power 5 will give me a remainder of 5. So we know that after 3 to the power 6, the cycle will repeat. So let's write 3 to the power 100 in the cycle of 6. So this will be nothing but 3 to the power 6 raised to 16 into 3 to the power 4. This will give me a remainder of 1, and this will give me a remainder of 4, as we have already found out here. Sorry. So yeah, this is answer 4. 4, that is the option C. We can also solve this by using Fermat's Little theorem or the Euler's method. Pretty easy question, I would say. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 3. The surface area of a closed rectangular box which is inscribed in a sphere is 846 square centimeter, and the sum of the lengths of all its edges is 144 centimeter. The volume of the sphere is what? So a closed rectangular box is nothing but a cuboid. And before jumping on to the cuboid and sphere part, so let's work on their 2D counterparts. That is, imagine a rectangle. So when a rectangle is inscribed in a circle, the diameter of this circle is nothing but the diagonal of this rectangle. So similarly, when we take a cuboid, so when this cuboid is inscribed in a sphere, sorry for this piece of art, but I'd like you to imagine this as sphere. And when this cuboid is inscribed in the sphere, so the diameter of this sphere will be nothing but the longer diagonal of this cuboid. So the concept is pretty similar to the 2D figure as well. Now, what's given to us? The surface area of closed rectangular box is 846. Okay, so the surface area of cuboid, we know it is 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. This is 846. Sum of lengths of all its edges, that is 4 into L plus B plus H. This is 144, which will give me L plus B plus H as 36. Now, from this figure, we can infer that the longer diagonal of the cuboid is equal to the diameter of this sphere. So I'll write it as the longer diagonal of cuboid is L square plus B square plus H square. This is equal to the diameter. I'll write this as twice the radius. Okay. So next, let's square L plus B plus H here. This will be 36 square. This will give me L square plus B square plus H square plus 2 into LB plus BH plus HL. 36 square will be 1296. Okay. So L square plus B square plus H square, I can find it out from here. Let's square it and I'll have 4R square. This value I already have it. It will be 846. This will be equal to 1296. So 4R square will be this will be 1250 and 450. Further, R square will be 225 by 2. R will be 15 by root 2. So I know the volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. I already have the radius, so let's find it out. So let's write 4 by 3 pi r cube. Let's substitute this. Let's put pi on the other side. 4 by 3 r cube. So this will be 15, 15, 15 3 times. And root 2 cube will be 2 root 2. So we'll cut this and let's get rid of root 2 as well. 3 5s are 15. 15 square will be 225, 225 5s are, it will be 1125. So this should give me 1125 root 2 pi. So this should be my answer, which will be option number D. Question number 4. The sum of all four-digit numbers that can be formed with the distinct non-zero digits A, B, C, and D, with each digit appearing exactly once in every number, is 153310 plus n, where n is a single-digit natural number. Then the value of A plus B plus C plus D plus n is what? Okay. So first we have four digits. So let's put A here. Now, how many combinations will I have here for B, C, and D? Okay. So first case can be BCD, BDC, CBD, CDB, DBC, DCB. Okay. So I'll have six combinations. So that means A will be here six times, and the value that it will contribute, because it is in thousands place, so it will be 6A into 1000, which will be 6000A. So similarly, let's put A in hundreds place, and here as well it will be there six times, and in hundreds place, so it will be 6A into 100, so it will give me 600A. Let's put A in tens place. This will also, here as well, A will be there for six times, so this will give me 6A into 10, that will be 60A. Let's put A in the units place, so this will be 6A into 1, this will give me 6A. On adding these up, I'll get 6666A. Okay. So A will be there in these all cases for 6666 times. Similarly, B will also be there for 666 times. Same for C and same for D. Now it is given that this values is the sum of these values is equal to 153310 plus n. So this will be plus B plus C plus D. This is equal to 153310 plus n. Okay. So let's work smartly here, and we can figure out that in 666 the factors are 2, 3, and also 11. So that means my RHS should also be factor of these numbers, and it's given here that n is a single digit natural number. So the possible values of RHS will be 153312, 153314, 153316, and 153318. Because I know the first factor is 2, so that's why I've taken only even numbers here. So if you look at the first case, it is a factor of 3, so we'll keep it 153316. It's not a factor of 3, so this will go. This is also not a factor of 3, this will go. This is factor of 3, so this will stay. Now let's take another factor, which is 11. So we can figure it out that this is the factor of 11 and this is not. So I'll divide this 6666. So we can make out that this value will be nothing but 23. Okay. So finally, I know that n is 8 here. I have a plus b plus c plus d with me. So my final answer will be 23 plus 8, that is 31. So this will be my answer. So the question says ABCD is a rectangle with sides AB is 56 and BC is equal to 45 and E is the midpoint of side CD. Okay. Then the length in centimeter of radius of incircle of ADE is what? Okay. So let me draw a rectangle here with sides ABCD. There's a midpoint E here. Okay. AB is 56. So that means this will be 28, 28. This will be 28, 28. Okay. BC is 45. So this will be 45. There's okay, there's a triangle as well, ADE. So this is a triangle and there's this in circle. Okay. Now I need to find the value of AE, so which is the hypotenuse. So AE square will be 45 square plus 28 square. 45 square will be 2025. 28 square will be 784. So 16 will go here. This will be 800. 9 will be left. So this will be 2809. Okay. So I know that 50 square is 2500 and 55 square is 3000. So 2809 will obviously be 53 square. So AE will be 53. Okay. So now there are two ways to find in radius. You should know these formulas. One is area is in radius into semi-perimeter of the triangle. The other formula is the radius is first side plus second side minus hypotenuse by 2. So I'll use this formula. This will give me 45 plus 28 minus 53 by 2. This will be 60, 73 minus 53, that is 20 by 2, 10. This should be my answer. So in radius of the incircle will be 10. So the question says an amount of rupees 10,000 is deposited in a bank in bank A for a certain number of years at a simple interest of 5% per annum. On maturity, the total amount received is deposited in bank for another 5 years at a simple interest of 6% per annum. If the interests received from bank A and B are in the ratio 10:13, the investment period in years in bank A is what? Okay, so initially the amount 10,000 was kept for a certain number of years, let it be X, at 5%. So this will give me 500X. Now on maturity, the total amount is again deposited for yet another 5 years. So the total amount now, it will be 10,000 plus 500X, right? So this will be kept for another 5 years at 6%. Okay. So this will give me 5 6 are 30 by 100. So multiplying it by 10,000, it will give me 3,000. plus 30 by 100 into 500x. This will give me 150x. Okay, so this is the interest received from bank A. This is interest received from bank B. The ratio is 10 is to 13. So let's write it. 500x upon 3000 plus 150x is 10 by 13. Solving it further, I'll get 6500x equals to 30,000 plus 1500x. This will give me 5000x as 30,000. So x will be 6, which is my answer, which is option C. So the question says, in September, the incomes of Kamal, Amal and Vimal are in the ratio 8 is to 6 is to 5. They rent a house together and Kamal pays 15%, Amal pays 12, Vimal pays 18% of their respective incomes to cover their total house rent in that month. In October, the house rent remains unchanged while the incomes increase by 10, 12 and 15% respectively. In October, the percentage of the total income that will be paid as house rent is nearest to what? Okay, so now that we are dealing with so now that we are dealing with percentages here, let me assume the values in the multiples of 100. So I'll take Kamal as 800x, Amal will be 600x, and let Vimal be 500x. So these are September incomes. Okay, now they rent a house together. So Kamal pays, okay, so let me write the rent here. Kamal pays 15% rent, that is 120x. Kamal pays 12%, which is 72x. Vimal pays 18%, which is 90x. Now in October, their house rent remains unchanged, but their incomes increase. So we'll have October income here. So incomes increase by 10% for Kamal. So this will be 880x, by 12% for Amal. So this will be 672x, and by 15% for Vimal. So this will be 575x. Okay, so I'll have to find, okay, so I have to find the percentage of the total income that will be paid as house rent. Okay, so let me first add the rent. So the total rent will be 120 plus 90 will give me 210. This will be 282x, and let me also add the October income. So 800, 600, 500, this will give me 1900, 80, 72 and 75. This will give me 140, 227. Okay, so this will be 2127x. So now I have rent and I have October income as well, and I need to find rent as percentage of the total income. So at scores, this can be divided by 3. So 3 nines are 27, 3 fours are 12, 3 sevens are 21, 3 nines are 27. Okay, so let me take 10% of 709. So this will be 70.9. Okay, the options are also okay. So I'll have to find an option nearest to. Okay, so let's see if I can do something there. Let me take 2 more percent. So this will be 14.18. 2% of 709 is 14.18. So this gives me 84 point something. 94 is still far away. I can take one more percent here. So I think this should be enough. So this is giving me 17, 9, 10, 11. This is 12 and this is 92.17. Okay. So 92.17 is 12% of 709. 13%. Okay, sorry. Sorry. This is 13%. This is 10% of 709. This is 2%. And this is 1%. So I have 13% of 709 as 92.17. 14% will be somewhere around 99. So it will obviously it will exceed 94. So the answer should be between 13% and 14%. So I have only one option that satisfies, which is option number D. So the next question says, in the xy plane, the area in square units of the region defined by the inequalities y is greater than equal to x plus 4 and minus 4 less than equal to x square plus y square plus 4 into x minus y is less than equal to 0 is what? Okay, so let me plot the graph for one line first. That is y is greater than equal to x plus 4. So when x is 0, y is 4. So y will be 4 here. And when y is 0, x will be minus 4. So I'll have minus 4 here. And line goes through something like this. Okay. Now, the region that we need to check is will be above here. Okay. Now let's take the second line. Let me write here, this line is y is greater than equal to x plus 4. Let's go on to the second inequality, that is minus 4 less than equal to x square plus y square plus 4 into x minus y is less than equal to 0. Okay, let me simplify this further. So this will be x square plus y square plus 4x minus 4y less than equal to 0. Okay, now I can form whole squares of these. This can be x plus 2 whole square and this can be y minus 2 whole square. So that leaves me with minus 8. This will be less than equal to 0. This will be minus 4. Let me add 8 here. So this will give me 4 less than equal to x plus 2 whole square, y minus 2 whole square less than equal to 8. So what we have here, we have an equation of circle here, and so quickly the equation of circle is x plus 2 whole square, x plus a whole square plus y plus b whole square is r square. So this is the form of an equation of circle. So which means that this is my radius of one circle, this will be 2. This will be radius of other circle, that will be 2 root 2. Okay, so this is turning out to be a pretty interesting question. Now let's try to plot these. I'll remove these points. Okay. Now what I have to do is I have to plot these circles on the graphs. So first what we have here is we have the radius of this circle, which is minus 2 and 2. Not radius, sorry, the center of the circle, which is minus 2 and 2. So minus 2 and 2 will come here. right? This is minus 2 and this is 2. So this is minus 2 comma 2. Okay. Now if you see, this is the circle, and this line y is greater than equal to x plus 4 passes straight through the center of this circle. Okay. Let me draw another circle. Okay. And the region that I need to find is this. Okay. So all that I need to do now is I need to find area of bigger circle minus area of small circle, and I need to divide it by 2 since the line is completely passing through the center. Okay. So the area of the bigger circle will be, so the radius of the bigger circle is 2 root 2. So pi r square will give me 8 pi minus area of smaller circle will give me 4 pi. This divided by 2 will give me 2 pi. This should be my answer, which is option A. Pretty interesting question. Let's move on to the next one. So the next question says, let x, y, z be real numbers satisfying 4 into x square plus y square plus z square equals to a. 4 into x minus y minus z is equal to 3a, and I need to find a. Okay. So if you can see that we have four variables here, that is x, y, z, and a, and we just have two equations. So it is pretty clear that we cannot go about our traditional route in solving these equations. So we have to come up with something. What we can do is we can substitute the value of a here, and let's see how it goes. So 4x minus 4y minus 4z, this will be equal to 3 plus 4x square plus 4y square plus 4z square. Now, rearranging them, let's put this to the right hand side. So this will give me 4 into x square minus x plus 4 into y square plus y plus 4 into z square plus z plus 3 equals to 0. Let us again divide this by 4 as well. So x square minus x plus y square plus y plus z square plus z plus 3 by 4, this will be 0. So now you can see that we have three variables but just one equation. Earlier we had four variables and two equations. So we only have one equation here. So the only way to move forward is if we try to bring these three variables in the terms of whole squares. So what I mean to say is I have x square minus x here. If I add 1 by 4, this will give me x minus 1 by 2 whole square, right? If I have y square plus y here, if I add 1 by 4, this will give me y plus 1 by 2 whole square. I have z square plus z plus, if I add 1 by 4 here, I'll get this as z plus 1 by 2 whole square. Okay. So on adding, okay, so I already have x square minus x, y square plus y, z square plus z here. And I'm adding 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4. So I'll have to also subtract it. So the equation that I'll get is x minus 1 by 2 whole square plus y plus 1 by 2 whole square plus z plus 1 by 2 whole square minus 3 by 4. We already had plus 3 by 4 here. This is equals to 0. This two will get cancelled. So the sum of three terms is the squares of three terms is 0. So that means each of these three terms will be 0. So I'll get x as 1 by 2 from here. I'll get y as minus 1 by 2 from here. I'll get z as minus 1 by 2 from here. Okay. Now I can substitute these values in the second equation here. So this will give me 4 into 1 by 2. Minus of minus 1 by 2 is plus 1 by 2. Minus of minus 1 by 2 will again give me plus 1 by 2. This is equals to 3 plus a. Now 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, it will be 3 by 2 into 4, it will be 6. So this will be 6 equals to 3 plus a. And finally, I'll have the value of a as 3, which is my answer. So it is option number A. So the next question says the selling price of a product is fixed to ensure 40% profit. Okay. So cost price here, selling price here. So let the cost price be 100x. So for 40% profit, the selling price will have to be 140x. If the product had cost 40% less and had been sold for 5 rupees less. Okay. So if the cost was 40% less and this was sold for 5 rupee less, then the resulting profit would have been 50%. Okay. So which means the selling price would have been 90x. 60x into 50% profit, which is 90x. Okay. So let's equate these. 140x minus 5 is 90x, which means 50x is 5 and x I have as 1 by 10. Okay, so what is the original selling price of the product? So the selling price is 140x. This will be 140 into 1 by 10, that is 14, which is my answer, option B. So the question says a fruit seller has a total of 187 fruits consisting of apples, mangoes, and oranges. The number of apples and mangoes are in the ratio of 5:2. After she sells 75 apples, okay, so let me first record these statements. So I have apples, mangoes, and oranges. So apples and mangoes are in the ratio 5:2. So let this be 5x and 2x. Now we know that the sum of all fruits is 187. So the number of oranges will be 187 minus 5x plus 2x, that is 7x, right? Now let's look at the next statement. After she sells 75 apples, 26 mangoes and half the oranges, the ratio of number of unsold apples to unsold oranges becomes 3:2. Okay. So after selling 75 apples, after selling 26 mangoes and half the number of oranges, so after this the ratio of the number of unsold apples, that is 5x minus 75 upon number of unsold oranges, it will not be nothing but half of 187 minus 7x. This will be 3:2. So let's take this to the right hand side and this will become 3 by 4. Now let's cross multiply. I'll get 20x minus 300. This will be equal to 187 into 3, 540, 561 minus 21x. This will give me 41x equals to 861. X will be 41 twos are, 41 ones are. X will be 21. I need the total number of unsold fruits. Okay. So using x equals to 21, let's find out. So 5 into 21 minus 75. This will give me 105 minus 75. So this will be 30. 2x minus 26. So 21 into 2 will give me 42 minus 26. So this will give me 6 and this will be 16. Okay. And this will be half of 187 minus 7x. Half of 187 minus, so 7x. X is 21. 7 into 21 is 147. 187 minus 147 is 40. 40 by 2 is 20. So the total number of unsold fruits. So I have unsold apples as 30, unsold mangoes as 16, and unsold oranges as 20. The sum is 30, 40, 50, 60, 66. So this will be my answer. That is 66. Let's look at question number 12. Suppose x1, x2, x3 up to x100 are in an AP such that x5 is minus 4 and 2x6 plus 2x9 is x11 plus x13. Then the value of x100 is what? Okay, so we know that the nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. So I'll take x5 as a plus 4d. x5 value is already given. So this will be minus 4 equals to a plus 4d. Let's work on x6 as well. So x6 will be a plus 5d. Already know the value of a plus 4d, it is minus 4. So this will be d minus 4. X plus 9. Let's take x plus 9. X plus 9 will be a plus 8d. This will be 4d minus 4. Let's take x11 now. X11 will be a plus 10d. This will give me 6d minus 4, and at last let's take x13. This will be a plus 12d. This will give me 8d minus 4. I can even write x100 as, so I can see x13 is okay. So x100 can be written as 95d minus 4. Okay, so I'll keep it for later on. Now let's work on this second equation. 2 into x6 plus 2 into x9. Okay, so I have x6 plus x9, so this will be 2 into 5d minus 8. This will be equal to x11 plus x13. x11 plus x13 will be 14d minus 8. Okay, so this will give me 10d minus 16 equals to 14d minus 8. This will give me 4d as minus 8 and d as minus 2. Let's substitute this in the equation of x equal x 100. So this will be 95 into minus 2 minus 4. This will be minus 190 minus 4. So this will give me x100 equals to minus 194. So this will be my answer, which is option A. So let's look at the next question. For any natural number n, let an be the largest integer not exceeding root n. Then the value of a1 plus a2 up till a50 is what? Okay, so we have a1 as 1, it will be root 1. A2 will be root 2. So the largest integer not exceeding root 2 is 1. A3 will again be root 3. Largest integer not exceeding root 3, it will be 1. For A4, this will be root 4. So the largest integer not exceeding root 4, sorry, it will be root 4, that is, it will be 2. Okay. A5, root 5, largest integer not exceeding root 5, again it will be 2. For A6 as well, it will be 2. And this will go on till A8. Here as well, it will be 2. Now for A9, it will be root 9, that is 3. For A10, it will be root 3, root 10. So largest integer not exceeding root 10, it will be again 3. This will go on till A15, which will also be 3. For A16, this will be root 16, that is 4. For A17 as well, it will give me 4. This will go on till A24, which will also be 4. For A25, it will be root 25, that is 5. A26 will also be 5. This will go on till A35, which will also be 5. For A36, it will be root 36, that is 6. This will go on till A48, which will also be 6. Now I'm left with A49, which will be root 49, that is 7. And A50 as well will give me 7. Okay. So now all that I have to do is add these numbers. So this will give me 3. This will give me, so I have terms from A4 to A8. So 8 minus 4 plus 1, this will be 5 into 2, which will be 10. This will be 15 minus 9, that is 6 plus 1, that is 7 into 3. This will give me 21. 24 minus 16, 8 plus 1, 9 into 4. This will give me 36. 35 minus 25, 10 plus 1, 11 into 5. This will give me 55. 48 minus 36, 12 plus 1, 13, 78. This will give me 78. And these two will give me 7 plus 7, that is 14. So the sum of A1 up till A50 will be 3 plus 10 plus 21 plus 36 plus 55 plus 78 plus 14. Let's now be careful with our addition. So 10, 21 is 31. This will give me 67 plus 3. This will be 70 plus 78 and 55. This will give me 128 and 133 plus 14. This will be 70 and 133 will be 207 plus 14 will be 217. So this will be my answer. Let's look at the next question. The sum of all real values of k for which 1 by 8 power k multiplied by 1 by 3278 power 1 by 3 is equal to the RHS value. Okay, so all I need to do first is to get a good value for 32768, some simplified value. Let's divide this by 4. This will be 4 8s are 32, 4 1s are 4, 4 9s are 36, 4 2s are 8. Let's divide this by 8. 8 1s are 8, 2s are 16, 8 4s are 32. 1024, I know this value is 2 to the power 10. This is 2 cube and this is 2 square. So I can say that 32768 is nothing but 2 to the power 15. Okay. So this is 8 to the power minus k multiplied by, I can write this term as 2 to the power minus 15 by 3, that is minus 5. This will be 8 to the power minus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power minus 15 by k. 8, again I can write it as 2 cube. So this will be 2 to the power minus 3k into 2 to the power minus 5. This will be 2 to the power minus 3 into 2 to the power minus 15 by k. I can rewrite this yet again as k minus 3 minus 15 by k. Okay, now let's equate the powers. This will be 3k plus 5. This will be 3 plus 15 by k. I can write this as 2. Now multiply by k, and I'll get 3k square plus 2k minus 15 equals to 0. Okay. Now I need to find the sum of all real values of k, and I've got a quadratic equation. So if I find out the roots are real, so I can simply uh, do sum of the roots as minus b by n. That will be my answer. So let's find the discriminant here. Discriminant will be, obviously it's pretty visible that the roots are real because the discriminant is positive. Let's do that. D will be b square minus 4ac. So obviously this is greater than 0. That means roots are real, and when roots are real, the sum of the roots will be minus b by a. In this case, it will be minus 2 by 3. And this should be my answer, which is option A. Let's look at the next question. A shop wants to sell a certain quantity of grains. It sells half the quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the first customer. Then it sells half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the second customer. Finally, when the shop sells half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the third customer, there are no grains left. So let me take the initial quantity as 8x because he is selling the half of half the quantity 3 times. So it may or may not help us. Let's see. So for the first customer, it sells half of the quantity, so this will be 4x and an additional 3 kg. So what's remaining is 4x minus 3. Okay. So to the second customer, it again sells half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg. So this will be 4x minus 3 by 2 and an additional 3 kg. So the remaining will be 4x minus 3 by 2 minus 3. Okay. So and finally, when the shop sells half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kg of these grains to the third customer, there are no grains left. So to the third customer, when they sell 4x minus 3 by 2 minus 3, half of this plus additional 3 kg, there's no grains left. So we can say that these two quantities are equal. So what we'll do is we'll equate them here. So let's simplify them a bit. So 4x by 2 is 2x minus 3 by 2, it's minus 1.5 minus 3, this will be minus 4.5. This will be equal to, again, yes, we have found this value to be 2x minus 4.5. This will be by 2 plus 3. So this is basically half of this. So I can write this as 2x minus 4.5 by 2 equals to 3. 2x minus 4.5 will be 6. 2x will be 10.5. Now I want the initial quantity of the grains. So initial quantity was 8x. Let's multiply this by 4. So 8x will be 21. No, I'm sorry. I'm multiplying it by 4, right? Okay, so this will be 40 and this will be 2. So this will be 42. Okay, so this should be my answer, which is option C. Let's look at the next question. If x is a positive real number such that 4 log to the base 10x plus 4 log to the base 100x plus 8 log to the base 1000x is equal to 13, then the greatest integer not exceeding x is what? Okay, so let's simplify this. Log to the base 10x, this will be 4 log x upon 100 will be 10 square plus 8 log x upon the base 1000 can be written as 10 cube. This will be 13. Now this will be log 4 log to the base 10x plus this 2 will come outside, so this will be 2 log x to the base 10. Here 3 will come out, so this will be 8 by 3. This will be log x to the base 10. This will be 13. So let's add these now. So 4 plus 2 will give me 6. 6 3s are 18. This will give me 26 by 3 log x to the base 10. This will be 13. So 13 2s are 26 and log x to the base 10 will give me 3 by 2. This can also be written as x equals to 10 to the power 3 by 2 or under root of 1000. Now the nearest value below 1000, the square root, nearest square root below 1000 is that of 31 square, which is 961. So the greatest integer that will not exceed x will be 31. So that will be my answer, 31. So let's look at the next question. A glass is filled with milk. Two-thirds of its content is poured out and replaced with water. If this process of pouring out two-thirds the content and replacing with water is repeated 3 more times, then the final ratio of milk to water in the glass is what? Okay, so when two-thirds of milk is poured out and replaced with water, so how much milk is left in the glass? So the milk left in the glass will be 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 1 by 3. Now this process of pouring out two-thirds of the content is repeated 3 more times. So the quantity of milk after 4 iterations will be 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 into 1 by 3. This will be 1 by 81. So milk in the glass is 1 part from 81 parts. So water will be 80 parts out of 81 parts. Now what is asked? I want to find ratio of milk to water in the glass. So milk to water will be 1 by 81 divided by 80 by 81, which will give me 1 by 80. So this is my answer, which is option D. Let's look at this question. If the equations x square plus mx plus 9, x square plus nx plus 17, and x square plus m plus n x plus 35 equals to 0 have a common negative root, then the value of 2m plus 3n will be what? Okay, so know that we have been given that there's a common negative root. So what we can do is we can equate these equations. So we'll equate the first equation, that is x square plus mx plus 9, with the third equation, which is x square plus m plus nx plus 35. X square goes, mx will get cancelled with an mx here. So this will be 9 equals to nx plus 35. Nx will be 26, or rather minus 26. Now let's equate second equation with the third one. So I'll have x square plus nx plus 17 equals to x square plus m plus nx plus 35. Here x square goes. Even I can cancel nx with mx here, which will give me 17 equals to mx plus 35. So mx will be minus 18. So I have mx and nx here. I can substitute either one of these in the equation. Let's substitute mx in its original equation. So I'll have x square minus 18 plus 9 equals to 0. And this will give me x square as 9, which will be x plus minus 3. Now it's already given to us that the root that we have, it's a negative common root. So from here I'll take x as minus 3. Okay, so using this, n into minus 3 will be minus 26. So n will be 26 by 3. M into minus 3 will be minus 18. So m will be 6. So I have m and n. What I need to find is 2m plus 3n. So this will be 2 into 6 plus 3 into 26 by 3. So 3 goes. This will be 6 2s are 12 plus 26, and my answer will be 38. Question number 19. There are four numbers such that the average of first two numbers is one more than the first number. Okay. So let me finish this question. Average of first three numbers is two more than average of first two numbers, and average of first four numbers is three more than average of first three numbers. Then the difference between the largest and the smallest numbers is okay, fine. So let the four numbers be A, B, C, and D. So it's given that the average of A plus B is one more than the first number. The average of first three numbers is two more than the average of first two numbers. So from here I can say that this is A plus 3, and the average of first four numbers, that is A plus B plus C plus D by 4, is 3 more than the average of first three numbers. And from here I can say that this will be A plus 6. Okay, so I have this. Now the difference between the largest and the smallest numbers is what? Okay, fine. So let me first simplify these equations that we have. So let's take this one first. So this will be A plus B equals to 2A plus 1, which will give me B is equal to A plus 1. So I have one equation here. Second, let me take this one. So this will give me A plus B plus C is equal to 3A plus 9. And on further simplifying this, I'll get B plus C as 2A plus 9. And I already know B is A plus 1. So this will be, A will go this side. So 2A minus A will be A. Plus 1 will come on the RHS, and I'll get 8 here. Okay, so this will be, C will be A plus 8, and taking this result here, so I'll get A plus B plus C plus D equals to 4A plus 24. This will be B plus C plus D as 3A plus 24. I know B is A plus 1, C is A plus 8, plus D, this will be 3A plus 24. A, it will cancel out, and 3A minus 2A will give me A. 8 plus 1 is 9. 24 minus 9 will give me 15. This will be plus 15. So I have B, C, and D. So we can clearly see that if A is the smallest number, then B is greater than A, then C is greater than B, and D is greater than C. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so uh, B is greater than A, C is greater than B, and D is greater than C. So D is the largest number and A is the smallest number. So they're asking us the difference between the largest and the smallest numbers. So from here only I can rewrite this as D minus A is 15. So my answer is 15 here. Two places A and B are 45 kilometers apart, and they are connected by a straight road. Anil goes from A to B while Sunil goes from B to A. Starting at the same time, they cross each other in exactly 1 hour 30 minutes. If Anil reaches be exactly 1 hour 15 minutes after Sunil reaches A, the speed of Anil is what? Okay, so we need to find speed of Anil. So let us draw this figure quickly. This is A, this is B. The distance is 45 kilometers. Anil goes from A to B, whereas Sunil goes from B to A. Let the speed of Anil be A and let the speed of Sunil be S. Okay, so from the first data we can write studying at the same time, they cross each other in exactly 1 or 30 minutes. So from here we can write 45 upon A plus S. This is traveled in 1 hour 30 minutes. So this will be 1.5 hour. A plus S because they are traveling towards each other relatively. So speed of A plus speed of S will be nothing but 30. Okay. So let's come to the second point. If Anil reaches B exactly 1 hour 15 minutes after Sunil reaches A. Okay. So this means that Anil takes more time. So 45 upon A minus 45 upon Sunil's speed. This will be 1 hour 15 minutes. So 1 hour 15 minutes. Let me convert this into hours. So this will be 50 upon 60. 15 ones are 15 fours are. This will be 5 by 4. Let's also cancel this. 5 nines are 45, 5 nines are 45. Multiply this by 4. This will give me 36 into S minus A. This will be equal to AS. Now let's, okay, so we need to find speed of Anil. So let's substitute speed of Sunil as 30 minus A. So this will give me 36 into 30 minus A equals to A into 30 minus A. This will be 36 into 30 will give me 1080 minus minus A will be minus 2A, and this will be minus 72A. This will be equals to 30A minus A square. Further we'll arrange this, so this will be A square minus 102A plus 1080. This will be equals to 0. So we need to factorize 1080 here. So let's see the factors of 1080. We want 102 here. Okay. So let's see. This goes by 9. So this will be 9 ones are 9 into the 18 to 0. But no, this is giving me triple one. I need 102. Okay, right. So I can do this as well. 90 into 12. This is giving me 102 minus 90 minus 12. So I'll write this as A minus 90, A minus 12. This is equals to 0. This means that A is 90 or A is 12. Now, A cannot be 90 because from this line we can infer that the sum of the speeds is 30. So A has to be 12. This is my answer, which is option C. Renu would take 15 days working 4 hours per day to complete a certain task, whereas Seema would take 8 hours working 5 hours per day to complete the same task. Okay, so Renu will take 15 days into 4 hours per day. This will be 60 hours to complete a task, and Seema will take 8 days into 5 hours per day, which is 40 hours to complete our task. So let's take LCM of this. This will be 120 units of total work. Renu will do 2 units of work per hour. Seema will do 3 units of work per hour. Okay. They decide to work together to complete this task. Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day as Renu. Okay. So again, I have Renu and Seema here. Seema agrees to do the double the number of hours per day as Renu. So if Renu is taking X hours per day, Seema will take 2x hours per day. While Renu agrees to work for double the number of days as Seema. So if Seema is taking Y days, Renu will take 2Y days. If Renu works 2 hours per day, then the number of days Seema will work is, so X is already given, so Renu works for 2 hours per day, then Seema will be working for 2 into 2, 4 hours per day. Okay. Now, the total work done by Renu will be, so the total number of hours that Renu will work for will be 4y hours, and the total number of hours that Seema will work for will be the same, that is 4y hours. Now we know that Renu does 2 units of work per hour, so the total work done by Renu will be 4y into 2 units per hour, that is 8y units of total work, and Seema will do 3 units of work per hour, so this will be 4y into 3, which will give me 12y units of work per hour. So overall 8y plus 12y units of work will be equal to 120 units of work. So this means that y is equal to 6 units. Now what I need to find is the number of days Seema will work for. So Seema is working for y days. Okay. And we have already find out y as 6. So the answer for this question will be 6. Last question. Consider two sets A and B. Let f be a function from A to B such that for every element B in B, there is at least one element A in A such that f of A is equal to B. Then the total number of such functions f will be what? Okay. So what the question says is, in set A, the elements are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. In set B, the elements are 1, 8, and 27. So this is set A and this is set B. So for every element in set B, there should be at least one element from set A that should be mapped. This is what the question says. Okay. Now, how do we proceed in this question? So what we can do first is we can calculate all the total number of functions, total number of defined functions in which all the elements of A that can be mapped to all the elements of B. Okay. So for 2, 2 can be mapped onto 1, or it can be mapped onto 8, or it can be mapped onto 27. Similarly, 3 can be mapped onto 1, or it can be mapped onto 8, or it can be mapped onto 27. Okay. Same will be for 5, 7, 11, and 13. So, the total number of defined functions that will be 3 to the power 6. But remember, in this 3 to the power 6, there are also functions in which exactly one element is mapped from A onto B, and exactly two elements are mapped onto B from A. Okay, we need to have every element of B mapped with A, but we need to eliminate these two cases as well. So I'll write it down so that it will be more clear for you. So this will be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. Set B will be 1, 8, 27. Okay. So in exactly one case, 2 can be mapped onto 1, 3 can be mapped onto 1, 5 will be mapped to 1, 7, 11, and 13 will also be mapped to 1. Okay, which does not satisfy our given case, which is at least one element in A for every element in B. Okay, so there will be one case for 1, second case for second function for 2, and third function for 27. So for exactly 1, there will be 3 such defined functions. Now I will also calculate this for exactly 2. So again, the set A is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. Set B is 1, 8, and 27. This is set A, and this is set B. So in exactly 2, let's take a pair first, that is 1 and 8. So 2 can be mapped onto 1, or 2 can be mapped onto 8. 3 can be mapped onto 1, or 3 can be mapped onto 8. Similarly, 5, 7, 11, and 13. It can be mapped onto 1, or it can be mapped onto 8. So we will have 2 to the power 6 functions that can be defined in this case. But again, now remember, this will also have a case in which 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, all these elements are mapped to only 1, and also a case in which all these values are mapped onto only 8. These two values have already been calculated in this case, in which I've taken one case in which all these elements are mapped onto only 1, all the elements are mapped onto only 8, and only all the elements are mapped onto only 27, which gave me 3. So I'll subtract 2 such cases in which all these elements from A are mapped onto 1 and 8. Okay, so I'll have 3 such pairs. I have 3 such pairs, that is 1, 8, 8, 27, and 127. So 2 to the power 6 gives me 64. 64 minus 2 is 62. So this will give me 3 into 62, that is 186. Right? This is for exactly 2. Let's add exactly 1 and exactly 2 functions. So This will give me 186 plus 3, that is 189. Subtracting this from our total number of functions that we have counted. So this will be 3 to the power 6 is nothing but 3 3s are 9, 9 cube. It will be 729 minus 189. This should give me 0, 4, and 5, 540. So the answer for this question will be 540, that is. So that will be all, guys. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments, and we'll be coming up with more such sessions. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon. Bye.